Well, good morning everyone, Wood End Wanderer here, and today I thought I'd talk about the new panniers that I've fitted to the new bike. It's a BMW 1250 GS, just picked it up from Avon City Motorcycles here in Christchurch in New Zealand. Very short video, just to give you my thoughts about the fitting of them and what I think of them so far, right after this. There's a whole host of different choices you can make as far as panniers go. Why did I pick these? Well, I looked at Touratech, I looked at BMW's own, I looked at various manufacturers, but price-wise, these came in pretty good. The only disappointing thing I would say is that living in New Zealand, there isn't a Bumot dealer here in New Zealand itself. There is one in Australia, but when I called them, they wouldn't ship across to New Zealand for me. I don't know why. So I ordered these ones direct from the factory in Bulgaria and had them posted to me or shipped to me. Only cost me €100 for shipping, which is something I have to remember because whenever you bring something into New Zealand, I have to add on GST, and tax and whatever have you. That currently stands at about 15%. But even then, taking into account the cost of these in euros, I've got a good exchange rate with the New Zealand dollar and shipment. They still worked out cheaper than if I bought, say, a pair of Touratech panniers and a top box here in New Zealand. The other thing I liked about Bumot is when I spoke to them, I spoke to a guy called Asen in Bulgaria. Couldn't have been more helpful. The website is really good. They specialise in stuff for adventure bikes. And really, all the questions I were asked, he answered very, very quickly. I got an email overnight, really. Any questions I asked by email, overnight answer. So customer service was absolutely fantastic. So what do I think about fitting them? There are some videos on YouTube about how to fit them. It makes it look really easy, and for 90% of the job it was easy. The instructions on the internet are really, really easy to follow. There are only a couple of things that I really struggled with, and I'll show you what they are in a bit more detail now. So to fit the panniers, first thing I've got to do is take off the rear seat, and here there are 4 Torx bolts, T40s, that you have to undo. Took a bit of undoing. They'd been put in with a bit of Loctite thread securing compound in there, but they came out fairly easy. And these 4 metal brackets, 1, 2, 3, 4, fit in there, and they're obviously the mounting brackets for the brackets here. Screw straight into these. All these bolts are supplied with the kit. I bought the tool kit from Bumot as well, and that was already fitted to the pannier rack when it came delivered. It came delivered in about, I think it was 5 big cardboard boxes. It was really, really well packaged. Okay, so again, these are the brackets here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And as I say, these nuts and bolts all came supplied, as did the pannier racks, this cross brace member, and the securing elements all came in the package. Really well packaged, miles of bubble wrap, and big cardboard boxes for €100 worldwide. I mean, can you beat that? Really, I don't think there's anywhere that can beat it. So all in all, it took me around about an hour to fit everything, but the really, really, really fiddly bits, which makes it on the video look really, really, really easy, is these securing bolts underneath the rear passenger foot pegs under here. I'll try and show you. 1, two. Now they're easy on this side of the bike, but trying to get them on this side of the bike, 3 up under there, 4 under there, was an absolute pain. They are a T40 torque wrench, torque screw, and they were an absolute bugger to get to because the exhaust is in the way and you can't get a spanner up in there to undo them. So despite the fact that it looks easy peasy on YouTube, and there are a few other guys that have fitted these on YouTube that will tell you it's easy, believe me, it absolutely was not. And the reason is that it was an absolute bugger was because those threads have been fitted with Loctite blue thread compound, and you just can't get enough leverage on there to get the damn things off. So what I had to do was take the exhaust off. The exhaust came off quite easily, few little torques, nuts and bolts to take off, the clamp and the mounting bolt at the back had to come off, and then I could get into here and get these off. You need to slacken these back to get this bracket in and this spacer. Once the exhaust's off, it's easy. The problem then, of course, is once you've fitted the panniers, you can see that the mounting Torx bolt for the exhaust is now behind the pannier rack. So that was an equally pain in the backside to get in. So despite the fact that YouTube says it's easy, this took a bit of fiddling around. But that said, the whole thing took an hour to fit the 2 pannier racks and the cross brace at the back, and also the top box mounting rack, which I'll show you now. So the top box was an absolute doddle to fix. It's only 4 screws. It comes with a mounting plate, and the 4 screws plus 4 spacers, 4 aluminium spacers, were all supplied with the kit. So if you have a look at the actual plate itself, I'll show you where those bolts are. So these are hex nuts. There's one here, and you can just see the spacer underneath there that comes supplied, and under here there's one under here and one there with the other 2 nuts, one in here, or bolts I should say, and one in there. And this is the Bumot supplied pannier or top box rack, and mounting is extremely easy. So if we look at the top box, on the bottom of the top box are these slots in here, 1, 2, and then this grabs on to this bit at the back, and it just slides onto these 4 mounting bits, and it's as simple as that, and I'll show you how to put them on. The easy way to do this is just to slide the back end on first, put the front end down and push forward. It's as simple as that. This bit then folds down, locks under, pushes up, and there are 2 supplied keys that come with this to lock it. The side panniers are just as easy to fix, I'll show you. When I ordered them with a carrying strap on them. Makes it so much easier. So the one on the exhaust side is shaped. There are 2 mounting pads on the bottom that simply slide onto the pannier rack. At the top here there is a lock, again with 2 supplied keys, and it simply slips on like this. As for the quality of them, I think they're fantastic. There are 2 substantial locks, one at each side of the case. There are substantial corner protection fitted to not only the side panniers but also the top box. There are lugs in each of the 4 corners so that you can put bungees or securing straps if you want to put anything on top. What I particularly like these is that inside each of the boxes I've got a couple of fairly substantial looking carry bags, so I can just take these out if I'm staying somewhere. Inside the lid there's another carrying bag, but what I like is this fitting where the lids don't just fly open. I just think the whole look and feel of the boxes is substantial. It's well made, it's well welded, beautifully painted inside and out. As I said, I particularly like the strong locking mechanisms. I got 2 keys with that box, I got 2 keys with the top box, 2 keys with the other pannier, 2 keys that go into this lock, which is for the toolkit. But the 1 key, which was really what I like, the 1 key fits every one of them. They've fitted the same locks to each of the 4 pieces, the 2 panniers, the top box and the toolkit, so that the same key fits them all. So I've basically got 1 key on my key ring, 1 key that I keep spare whenever I'm travelling, and the remaining keys I'll leave at home. Well, there you are, that's it. Just a very short video. My impressions of the Bumot Evo top box, panniers and toolkit. Well worth the money. I don't know how many people in New Zealand have got these. I don't think there's that many. But it's a shame that Bumot don't have their own dealership here, or there's a franchise here. Because in my view, these are some of the best quality panniers and boxes I've seen on the market. That's it, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.